welcome to another edition of the B.empowered Podcast Series with BioLabs, recorded live on the fourth day of the Bio 2024 conference at San Diego. I am very excited to be here with Greg from Therapeutics.
Yes.
So, Greg, thanks for joining us on this last day of the conference.
Thanks for having me on the very last day.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for me and for Atopia to present ourselves.
Great. So let's jump right in. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you and about Atopia?
Sure. So I'm Grégoire Chevalier. I'm Greg. I'm an immunologist by training. I've been in academia for several years, and then I moved to biotech like 6-7 years ago. And I've been working in the immuno-oncology field, in IBD, and recently also in allergy. And I've been joining actually Atopia Therapeutics a couple of months ago, so this is very recent. And what I can tell is that we are a Swiss biotech based in Geneva, and we are developing an oral therapeutic for asthma and allergies. What is particular about this therapeutic compared to other therapeutics is that it's oral, which doesn't exist for asthma patients, and we have in our hands a disease-modifying therapeutic, meaning that we are aiming at tackling the disease at its roots. So this is what we do. We are a small team. We are outsourcing most of our activities. And we are right now in the process of Series A fundraising.
Wow, that's really exciting.
It is. It's exhausting also, but it is.
As it always will be, right? Startups
Yes.
are exhilarating and exhausting.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, when you think about growing your startups, you chose to move to an incubator. I know you're one of our recent new residents. Why did you choose BioLabs?
That's a good question. So as I was saying, we are based in Geneva, but myself, I am based in Paris. So I'm commuting between Switzerland, actually all over Switzerland and Paris. And I wanted to have also the opportunity to meet other entrepreneurs in the French and the Parisian ecosystem. And I had the opportunity to meet some of the companies that are hosted at BioLabs, especially BioLabs Hotel Dieu. And as I had this opportunity, I really got really excited about, okay, that's the place where I want to be, at least to have an office there, to be able to meet with entrepreneurs, and also to have some kind of an ecosystem with those pharma companies that are also sponsoring BioLabs Hotel Dieu, and also to have possibility to get access to investors. So that's, for me, one of the core reasons why I wanted to be there. And as I was saying, in between Switzerland and France. That's also the two sides. I have already access to the Swiss ecosystem, that gives me also access to the French ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, with our global network, you can now have access to the US ecosystem as well. So
yes, that's also the third opportunity that I haven't yet. I haven't yet had the opportunity to get to the American BioLabs ecosystem. That's probably the next step.
Yeah, great. Well, we're very excited to welcome you into the BioLabs network.
Thanks.
So you mentioned you former academic, you made the transition into biotech. What advice do you have for other academics thinking about making a similar transition?
That's a good question. I would say that at some point when you want to really make something that's going to have an impact on especially patients' life, I know that can be a bit boring as a quote, everybody say that, but at least this is from my own experience. At some point I want to do something that is not only treating mice. I want to do something that has some potential broader impact, and I want also to have access to all the different aspects of drug development, from the really early stage of drug discovery. I mean, the science is always a core of what we're doing, but then how it goes from this aspect, from science to all the different steps. So I don't have a real advice to give, that if you're curious about what's behind just the bench work, that's something that probably you're going to try to speak with some entrepreneurs, some people that are doing this transition, and how they like it most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, find a lot of people, right? We're all in here to help patients and really get that science out of the lab.
At least making something out of your science.
Right,
right. Just not a paper is great, publication is awesome. Everybody is looking for that, but if you want to do a bit more than just a paper that few hundreds or thousands of people will read, and you want to make something of your science that will really affect people's lives, that's how you should do, probably.
Yeah. And it's very motivating to
Yeah.
hear those kinds of stories. So we don't have a lot of time left, but I just want to give you a little bit more time to talk about Atopia.
Atopia, sure.
I know you're working on asthma and allergy. How is that going to really help patients and move the needle?
So that's, so Atopia, what is particular about Atopia is that we are leveraging what nature has been doing in the past to protect us against allergy and asthma. And I'm saying that because we don't have a synthetic molecule in our hands. We have a natural protein that is produced by a bacteria from a microbiome, which is called Helicobacter pylori. So what is particular about this bacteria is that it has been living with us in our stomach for hundreds of thousands of years, and it has disappeared over the 20th century. At the same time, we observed an increased prevalence of allergies and asthma. And actually, it's not only correlation, because some international studies have shown that if you get rid of Helicobacter pylori by antibiotic treatment, then you increase the risk of getting allergies, asthma, and also atopic dermatitis. And so we have been working with our academic collaborators from the University of Zurich, Anne Müller, who has made the discovery of a specific protein being secreted by Helicobacter pylori, and that help the bacteria to be tolerated by the immune system. So this protein is an immunomodulatory protein. And what we've done is that as it is a quite big protein which is used to live in the stomach, so a really harsh environment, it was really hard to manufacture, and we have optimized this protein to make it druggable, basically. And we have done several experiments in animal models showing that it's really protecting against asthma in mouse model, but also against atopic dermatitis or food allergies. And now we are exploring these other indications, but we want also to move forward in the clinical development. This is why actually we are raising funds right now. We have a lead asset, which is optimization. We filed a patent recently on that at the end of 2023, and we really want to go into the clinic within the 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, I think that's really all the time we have today, but Greg, it's been fantastic speaking with you, and we look forward to hearing about Atopia in the future.
Thank you again for having me here.
Thank you.